All right, y'all, gather around the fire. It's campfire story time. You know, lots of people have phobias, and some people are even afraid of cats. More specifically, some people out there are afraid of black cats, a condition called mavrogatphobia. Today's story gives a bit of insight into how someone may get such a condition. The sun was setting, casting long shadows through the dense trees as four friends, Emily, Jason, Mia, and Tyler, sat around a flickering campfire. They had driven out to the woods for a weekend of camping, looking forward to some time away from their hectic city lives. As the fire crackled and they shared stories and laughter, the woods around them grew darker. The once inviting forest now loomed in eerie silence, save for the distant hoot of an owl. "Kinda creepy out here at night," Mia said. Jason replied, "It's just the woods. You city folk are too used to streetlights." Tyler laughed. "Yeah, nothing scary is gonna happen out here. The scariest thing we'll see is a squirrel." Suddenly, the rustling of leaves broke the stillness. Emily shot up, shining her flashlight toward the sound. Out of the shadows, a sleek black cat emerged, its emerald eyes reflecting the firelight. The cat stopped at the edge of the campsite, staring at them. "A cat? Out here?" Mia asked. "Probably a stray." "It looks harmless," Jason replied. The cat took a few steps closer and sat on its haunches, watching them with an unblinking gaze. "Creepy. It's just staring," Tyler said. Emily sighed. "The poor thing is probably hungry. Here, kitty kitty." She reached into her backpack and pulled out a granola bar, breaking off a piece and tossing it toward the cat. But the cat didn't move. It just continued to stare. After a few tense moments, the cat stood, turned, and disappeared back into the woods without a sound. That was weird. "Why didn't it eat the food?" Mia asked. Jason laughed. "Well, you threw granola at it. If it's a feral cat, it probably only eats meat." They tried to brush off the strange encounter, but an unsettling feeling lingered as they crawled into their tents for the night. The next morning, the friends set out on a hike. The forest was beautiful, with towering trees and a canopy of green leaves filtering the sunlight. Birds chirped, and the group's spirits lifted after a good night's sleep. As they walked along a winding trail, Emily suddenly stopped. Tyler asked, "What's wrong?" She pointed ahead. There, in the middle of the trail, was the black cat. It sat perfectly still, its eyes fixed on them. "No way. Is that the same cat?" Jason remarked. To which Mia replied, "It sure looks like the same cat to me." The cat stared at them, and then stood up and walked slowly down the trail, disappearing around a bend. Tyler was surprised. "Okay, that's officially creepy. How did it find us out here?" Emily laughed and said, "Maybe it's stalking us." Jason wasn't getting caught up in the drama. "It's just a coincidence." "Come on," he stated. As they continued their hike, the uneasy feeling grew stronger. They found strange things along the trail. A broken compass, a dead bird lying in the dirt, and at one point a tree with deep claw marks etched into the bark. Emily showed signs of distress. "Let's turn back," she said. Mia agreed. "Yeah, something about this doesn't feel right." "Really?" Jason asked. "It's just a cat and a dead bird." But he agreed and navigated them back to camp. When they arrived back at camp, they found something that made their blood run cold. Paw prints in the dirt near their tents. Somehow, there were even dirty paw prints on the sides of their tents, cat-sized. The prints were all over the camp, circling all around the campfire and then led off into the trees. Determined to shake off the unease, the group decided to spend the next day at the lake. The water sparkled under the midday sun, and they quickly set up a picnic on the shore. Mia smiled and breathed in the fresh air. "This is better. No creepy cats out here." Jason replied, "See, this is nature. Take it in and relax." Their peace was short-lived. As they attempted to enjoy the afternoon, Tyler suddenly froze, his gaze locked on the opposite shore. Tyler exclaimed, No way. There it was, the black cat. It stood right at the water's edge, its black fur stark against the sandy shore. Even from across the lake, its green eyes seemed to pierce through the distance, watching them. Emily had had enough, that's it. I'm done. That creepy thing really is stalking us. As if in response to Emily's statement, the cat once again stood up, turned, and slowly disappeared into the trees. The group packed up their picnic quickly, their laughter from earlier completely gone. That night, the mood at camp was tense. No one wanted to admit how scared they were, but the fear hung in the air like a thick fog. They sat in silence around the campfire, jumping at every crack of a branch or rustle of leaves. Then, without warning, the black cat emerged from the darkness once more. It walked slowly into the clearing and sat by the fire, staring at them with those eerie, glowing eyes. Tyler was fed up. "This ends now, stupid cat." But Tyler found himself unable to move or even speak, just frozen in time. Emily screamed at the sight of Tyler. "Guys, we need to leave now," Jason replied. "We can't hike out in the dark, it's too dangerous." Mia scoffed. "More dangerous than that thing." "But no, we're not leaving, Tyler." The cat tilted its head as if it understood them. Suddenly the fire flared up, burning brighter and hotter. The flames roared, sparks flying into the air. "Did you see that?" Emily asked, as if hoping her eyes had deceived her. Now none of the campers could move or even speak. Fear had overtaken them. The cat stood, slowly strutting around the campfire and the helpless campers. It stopped in front of each camper, staring at them for a few moments before moving on to the next. When it completed its circuit, it turned and walked back into the woods, vanishing into the night. The campers regained control of their bodies. "Grab what you need, we're out of here," Jason proclaimed. And just like that, in the dead of night, the campers retreated back to their car. "What about the tents and all the rest of our stuff?" someone asked. "Screw that. If you want to come back for it tomorrow, then be my guest," Jason said. It took longer to reach the car than it should have. The dark played tricks on their navigation, but they did eventually get there. As they climbed in the car and started it up, they heard a meow and saw the black cat once again. They didn't wait to see what it wanted. Instead, they sped away. None of them ever returned, and the cat is said to still roam in the dark woods, just like these. Now, who's ready for s'mores?